Hello friends, in this video today I'm going to introduce the special contracts, part 2 of ICA Indian Contract Act 1872. It deals with the special contracts. Part 2 comprises of sections 124 to 238. It deals with the special contracts. There are 3 special contracts. First one is contract of indemnity and guarantee. Second is contract of bailment and pledge. And third one is contract of agency. The meaning of the term indemnity means compensation to make good the loss. Then what is contract of indemnity, which has been defined under section 124 of the ICA 1872, and features of contract of indemnity. Then what are the rights of indemnity holder? The person who makes good the loss is known as indemnifier, and the person whose loss is made good is known as indemnity holder or indemnified. Then what are the rights of indemnity holder? Then what is the time of commencement of indemnifier's liability as per section 125? Then after that you will study what is the meaning of contract of guarantee as per section 126. How is the contract of indemnity different from contract of guarantee? Then after that you will study how is the contract of guarantee different from contract of indemnity? There are 9 points of distinction between the two, which I will take up in the tabular form in my succeeding videos. Then after that you will study the kinds of guarantee or the types of contract of guarantee. Then what is the extent or nature of surety's liability? When we talk about contract of guarantee, there are 3 parties involved. One is the principal debtor who borrows the money, other is a creditor who lends the money, and third person is the surety who gives assurance to the creditor for the performance of the debtor. Then what are the rights of surety? Surety has rights against the debtor, against the creditor, and against co-sureties. Then how is the contract of surety discharged? Which are the various ways in which the contract for surety will come to an end? So the contract of surety gets discharged in 3 ways. The first is by revocation, second is by act or conduct of the creditor, and third is by invalidation of the contract of guarantee. Then friends, after this comes the second chapter, which is contract of bailment and pledge. What is bailment? In our day-to-day life, we all enter into the contract of bailment. The term bailment is concerned with the delivery of goods, where the goods are delivered for some purpose. So after the purpose is accomplished, the same goods are to be returned by the person who is in possession of goods to the person who has delivered them. The person who delivers the goods is known as bailer, and the person to whom the goods are delivered is known as bailee. So what are the features of contract of bailment? What are the kinds of bailment? We can classify the bailment on 2 categories. First is on the basis of reward or consideration, and second is on the basis of benefits derived by the parties. On the basis of reward or consideration, gratuitous bailment and non-gratuitous bailment. And then on the basis of benefits derived by the parties, bailment for the benefit of bailer alone, bailment for the benefit of bailee alone, then bailment for the benefit of bailer and bailee, that is both the parties. After that, what are the rights and duties of bailer and bailee? Rights of the bailer are the duties of bailee, and vice versa, duties of the bailee are the rights of bailer. Then what is lien? Lien may be of 2 types. One is a general lien and second is particular lien. There are 3 points of distinction between general lien and particular lien. which I will take up in my succeeding videos. And then after that, what is pledge? How is pledge different from bailment? The term bailment is a broader term. The term pledge is a part of bailment. All the contracts of bailment are a pledge or bailment, but all or we can say that the term pledge is narrow term. It is a part of bailment, but bailment is not a part of pledge. Then what are the rights and duties of pledger and pledgee? The person who pledges the goods, that is, who keeps his goods, movable goods, as a security for the debt, is known as pledger, and the person with whom the goods are kept as a security for the debt is known as pledge. So, pledger and pledgee, what are the duties and rights of pledger and pledgee? Then, pledge by non-owners. Can the non-owner make a valid pledge? Yes or no? Non-owners, as a rule of law, cannot make a valid pledge, but there are some exceptional cases where non-owners can also make a valid pledge. There are 6 points where 6 exceptions we may call, where non-owners can also make a valid pledge. Then comes a third special contract, which is the contract of agency. What is the meaning of contract of agency? What are the various features of contract of agency? How can the contract of agency be created? Broadly speaking, there are 4 ways in which contract of agency can be created. Agency created by express contract, agency created by implied contract, agency by ratification, then agency by operation of law. Then what is the extent or nature of agent's authority? To what extent agent can exercise his authority? Then comes the liability of the principal. This heading we can discuss under 3 subheadings: liability of the named principal, liability of the unnamed principal, and liability of the concealed or undisclosed principal. Delegation of authority as per section 190 is the next heading. The rule of law is a delegate cannot further delegate, but there are certain exceptional cases where a delegate can also further delegate, and these exceptions are given under section 190. A delegate can further delegate. It means the person who is so appointed is known as the sub-agent. The sub-agent must be distinguished from the substituted agent. There are certain points of distinction between the sub-agent and the substituted agent. And then comes the heading, personal liability of the agent. We say that as per section 230, all the acts of the agent are the acts of the principal. But there are some exceptional cases where acts of the agent will not be known as the acts of the principal, but they will be known as the acts of the agent himself. There are 12 cases where the agent is held liable on personal basis. Then duties and rights of principal and the agent. Duties of principal are the rights of agent, and vice versa. Rights of the principal are the duties of agent. Then the last heading comes termination of agency. Broadly speaking, the contract of agency gets terminated in 2 ways. First one is by act of the parties, and second is by operation of law. So friends, this is all regarding introduction of the special contracts. So I have introduced all contracts: contract of indemnity and guarantee, contract of bailment and pledge, and contract of agency. So do like my video and do subscribe to my channel, and do not forget to press the bell icon, because you will be getting the notification of my succeeding videos. So goodbye friends, explore more videos.